Hey everybody, it's me, V, the Sepia Scholar, and I'm here for another the Sepia Presents live chat. And this time I'm here with Miss Amber and Miss Blue. They decided to join me for the chat. I'm so excited to do this topic with them. I'm gonna shout out Miss Queen E, who couldn't be here with us today, but she'll drop in for another chat for another time. Be blessed, sis, and thank you for agreeing to join us today. With that being said, I'm going to let the ladies introduce themselves and tell us where we can find them and all that good stuff. So I'm going to have Miss Blue go first.
Okay, well, the name is just as it says, it is Blue. Typically, I'm always Blue, but you can find me on Facebook as Blue Tamika and on Insta as Blue Tamika.
All right. And Miss Amber.
Can,
Hi, I am Amber, and you can find me at So Quirky and or at Untamed Games.
All right, awesome, awesome, awesome. Like I said, thank you, ladies, for joining me today. I want to tell a little bit how I know you guys, right? Like we were talking about earlier off screen, Miss Amber and me are besties from being in the chat for the Black Super Friend. Shout out to the fellas. And we are usually in there giving them a hard time, letting them know how the ladies feel about some of the topics that they're talking crazy about. So we always we were the amen corner for each other. So
Yes.
I feel like she's my bestie in my head. So we love Miss Amber. And Miss Blue is besties with my sister, and we've hung out a lot. We went lots of places, and she's a live chick, so and a lot to handle. So I thought this would be an amazing topic for us to cover, and let me go ahead and let everybody know what our topic is. And our topic today is side chick etiquette. All right, y'all ready to talk about that?
bring it on.
So let's start off by talking about the side chick culture. So I'm gonna go ahead and chime in on it, and then I'll have you guys jump in, and I'll take the graphic out of Miss Amber's face. Side chick culture. So I mean, it seems like nowadays that the side chicks are being glorified. They're getting their own shows. They're getting a bag based on being a side chick. All you got it seems like all you got to do is smash a rapper or be a side chick for a powerful man, and that seems to be a ticket to fame and fortune. Whereas back in the day, it was more shameful, I guess, or you were on the side. Your daddy had a family across town, and when he died, that was the first time you seen the damn lady. So it seems to be out in the forefront now. So I'm gonna go ahead and let you, Amber, talk about what you were thinking about this side chick culture.
So it's interesting because I have been on both sides of the fence.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Literally, and I never ever discussed this, but I can say it because I'm killing from the experience. I literally had to go and get my husband's body out of his side chick's house when he passed away. So
You see
I've
my
been on both
face?
sides of the fence. And
Yeah.
yeah, I've been on both sides of the fence. And like literally, it was very like surreal experience because I was just like, huh, like, because I'm a very spiritual person.
Mm-hmm.
So I, in the moment, was just like, okay, my body is physically here, but I'm like mentally like, so this is what it was all about. Like, this is what it's all about. And I just think about from when I was on the other side of the fence, I feel like I approach things much differently because if I ever, and not saying that it was like a serial thing that I was just like, oh, I'm so used to doing this. I think I might have dated outside of my husband. I dated one other person, and I don't even consider it dating because it was literally like I worked at a bank. Man came into the bank. He was very attractive, and we ended up exchanging phone numbers,
Mm-hmm.
and he was like, "Oh, my family doesn't listen to me. I get ignored, whatever." So I said, "Okay, I will interact with you, but in the form of interacting with you, the second you start liking me, I cannot talk to you anymore."
Mm.
And I literally said, like, if you start indicating any actions that you feel like you are liking, like you want to spend more time with me than just this allotted time that we agreed upon, I cannot talk to you anymore.
Mm.
So to actually like go into the house and be like, wow. And it wasn't like he like lived there. Sorry, I have a towel here. But
It's all good.
it wasn't like he lived there or anything. Yeah. Ow. You're getting nothing.
Look, it's mommy time. Oh my god.
Oh, hey, precious.
Here's some paper.
Right. He's so beautiful. Oh my god. I'm sorry, I love
I
kids.
got a little one at my house that's locked in the room.
Okay.
You know,
The little one
I
over here is
try,
locked in the
but
room right now.
Beautiful. Oh my gosh.
Very. I love baby.
I'm
I
in
love
my
kids.
office. And she's in the room behind my office. Like I have a space behind my office, so she's back there. But like
Yeah.
literally, it was just like so interesting because I remember I used to like call him, and he would like FaceTime me from over there, and I'd be like, "Where are you?" And he'd be like, "Nowhere." And at one point,
Oh, he
like
was bold.
I feel like it was a ongoing. Yeah, but I feel like it was like an ongoing thing because she wasn't the only person. That was
Mm.
like the crazy part about his death because I came into contact with all of them.
Oh
Oh,
my
When I
god. So
say
wow.
you are
all of
like that
them
dead
and
on
say,
TikTok video where, you're walking up to the casket and you're like, who are all these other people, right? Lord have
Exactly.
mercy.
"Oh no, we had a closed service for that reason."
Okay.
I don't have rainbow paper. We had a closed service for that reason because I wanted to be respectful of my daughters because we
Okay.
have 3 daughters.
Right.
Okay.
And to
And I
have
said
all of
I
that,
didn't want,
yeah,
like,
that confusion.
but I did have some sneaking,
Of course.
like literally snuck into the funeral, and they were removed, and I got horrible text messages that I never read. Um,
Wow.
I almost got jumped
Oh
because
my
they
god.
were like so
And I thought I had an
very
You
experience
know, when
of
entitled.
I
both.
invited her for this topic, I didn't know it was this deep, y'all, for real, for real. Look, this is a soldier
Yeah,
right here.
they
This is a
felt very
soldier.
entitled, and that was the very and that was when I was watching it. It instantly made me like flash back to that stuff because I was like, it's the level of entitlement because for me when I had that experience when I interacted with a married man, I literally said, "Oh no, if you start like feeling like you have
It's
any
rules to
right
it.
to me,
It's rules to it.
it you we don't have any interaction. Like I'm done because I know that I'm crossing the line anyway."
Mm-hmm.
And
Right?
granted, I will say that this was when I was much younger.
Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
I was maybe like 26, just
Mm-hmm.
moving to the city. So it's
Mm-hmm.
like, you're a little naive. You don't know all the things.
Right.
But to be in your late 30s and to live like that is kind of like I think that was a part of what bothered me most because I was like, I felt like she was in her big age. That was a little much for her to sit down and do an interview like that. Like I would be embarrassed.
Yes, yes, yes. Yeah, we're
It's,
gonna get
Like
to
I
the
would
we're
yeah.
gonna get
overall
to the
be
interview real
embarrassed.
quick. Yeah, that's crazy. Let me let
Yeah.
Tamika go ahead and speak, and
I
then we'll talk about the interview.
So I have been on both sides of the spectrum. I was a side chick, not knowingly.
Mm-hmm.
I was young. I was in my 20s. He was 10 years older than I. Had a whole family, wife and everything.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm gonna tell y'all how I found out. Like, cause he was a sheriff's officer.
Lord,
Police
it's always the
officers
police.
and
Lord,
sheriff,
the
they ain't
police.
nothing but they hoes. They are
Terrible. They
whores. Every
terrible.
last one of them,
Mhm.
because they had a whole apartment like they were roommates. And it was him and three other officers. They had a whole apartment. I used to go there. I was there all the time. Like they split this the utilities and everything 4 ways. Okay, I
I've
used to
heard
be
of
there
this
all the time. This
before.
is this is why I thought I was the only one, because I was always there. I'm like, he's never at home. Like this is where I'm at. So when I did find out about it, it's because, and let me tell you, this is crazy. I used to work for the city of Revere Beach,
Mm.
and this lady came in and she was getting the water turned on. And I was like, damn, I said, he just told me he bought a house out there.
They always
And I'm
get
looking
caught.
at this lady and I'm setting up her account and I'm like, is she married to my dude? I'm at work and I'm just like, is she married? So I let it go. I ain't think nothing of it. And me and him talking. I was like, what? Lady came here. Da, 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 da. It's like, oh, that's my sister, like that.
Mm.
I was young and stupid. I went for it. So finally, his house is ready. He takes me to his house, his new home that he just purchased. Beautiful big home. Walking through, I see no signs of a woman
Mm.
till he goes to take a shower.
Mm.
And I start being nosy.
Mm.
And I look in the closet and I see these women's clothes.
Oh
And I go on a
snap!
nightstand and I took a picture out that she was in with him. So that's how I
Wow.
found out I was a side chick, and I didn't even know I was a side chick.
My story is nowhere near on y'all
Listen,
stories.
she got us beat, baby.
Yeah,
She got us beat.
she beat
But
it down.
that's how
Oh
I
no.
was, and I didn't know that I was. Now I
Yeah.
have been one knowingly,
Mhm.
and there are rules to it. It's not.
Mm.
It's nothing to be glorified.
Mhm.
But I chose to
Absolutely.
do it. Yeah, I chose to do it at a time when I was going through something, and I was like, you know what, this will work for me. I don't
Mhm.
want to answer to anybody. I don't want anybody answering to me. We're gonna have an understanding, just like she said. We're not liking each other like that because you got a whole wife. Like I'm
Mm.
already violating.
Yeah.
I'm violating everything that I was raised to believe in by doing this.
Mm.
Okay. So, you know, he did start catching feelings. He did start trying to be around me too much. And that's how we ended up having to have to sever ties. Because the one
Mm.
thing I'm not going to do is you're disrespecting her enough by dealing with me. I'm not going to come out in the open with you and disrespect her even more. My
Yeah.
goal in life is never to hurt
Yeah.
another
That was
woman and make another woman cry. If I can not do that, I'm going to not do that. So I am just what I'm supposed to
that.
be. I'm your side chick. I'm in the background. You know what I'm saying? I'm not your girlfriend. We ain't going out in
Mm.
public, daddy. That ain't what we doing.
We ain't
See,
going out in public, daddy.
No, that ain't what we do.
That's
We don't go out
that
in
was
public,
the
daddy. Because honestly, I'm single. When I start trying
that
to
was
talk
the
to somebody, you gonna know it.
yeah.
It's
Mm-hmm.
rules
And
to
that
it.
was the really
And
tough thing.
yeah, it's
No, I
rules
was
to it.
saying
And
that
it's
was the
like the
really tough
etiquette they
thing.
have now, they don't follow those rules.
Nah, it's out of hand right
No,
now.
baby, they make themselves known. They're extremely disrespectful. They make themselves known. You know what I'm saying? Like they the wife. Okay, but the same way you got him is the same way you lose him. Even if he leave her for you, he gonna leave you for somebody else. I done seen it
Mm.
happen too
Mhm.
many times.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Like, and
Man on
actually, that's how my marriage met its demise.
that. Ugh. Yeah, I remember you telling me
From
about that.
the glorified side chick. She she
Mhm.
she caught feelings. You weren't
Mhm.
supposed to catch feelings, baby. She wanted him to leave me. He didn't want to leave me. So she got
Mhm.
pregnant.
That's usually
And
what's the
so then
side.
I removed myself.
Mhm. When
So
when the
it's
side baby
rules.
Sometimes
show up, that's when it go
Yeah.
left.
Yeah.
That's when it go left. So with that being said, let's jump into
sometimes it can be
the
like,
videos. Oh, sorry, Amber. You were saying something?
oh no, I was just saying sometimes it could be like that. I know
Mm.
one of the things that happened with us because at one because my husband and I have been together for 10 years. So
Mm.
in the time frame that we were together, because of what he did, I and I've never said this, I willfully ignored some of the things that I knew that were taking place because he worked in the music industry. So I was like,
So
okay,
you
I
know
know he
it's
works in the
there.
industry. I know that when he travels, yeah, I know what's there.
Right.
I've been there
Some
and I've
old
seen other
raid,
stuff
a travel
occur.
wife type situation.
Right.
Yeah.
I've been there and I've seen the others, so I can only assume what you're doing, right?
Mm-hmm.
So
Mhm.
the crazy part for once we got married and once we started really hitting our rough patch, and I said we separated, and he started dating her, and then we decided that we weren't going to get divorced. She said, "Am I going to have to be a side chick for the rest of my life?" So
Pretty
some
much.
Mm.
If
women
he's
just
not
make a
divorcing
decision.
me,
If
if
that's what they
he's not
want.
divorcing me, that's what
That's
you're
the life
accepting.
that they want to live.
She
Yeah.
started wanting more. That's what it
And
sounds
that's what
like.
happens.
Yeah. So, for the audience that doesn't know, the reason that this chat that got kicked off was two different videos that were posted by Tasha K. Shout out to Tasha K. She come with the awesome interviews. That's a fellow YouTuber. She's way bigger than me, but it's something to look up to, right? But either way, she had two different interviews with I guess we call them side chicks, but it's both cases were a little
The
bit
other
different. So let's
woman
talk
or
about the
whatever.
first case or whatever. So this is Melody Martell and Ariane, who is affectionately called Coleslaw. They call her Coleslaw in the streets. Um,
Coleslaw. I don't think that's
Coleslaw. So
very appealing.
she's a side order, and so that's I didn't give her
That's
that name.
not a that's not appealing at all. Don't call
Look.
me
I
that.
didn't give her that name. They gave her that name. So
Oh my God. Okay.
either way, they're on Love and Marriage Huntsville, and I watched the first season, but I end up falling off because it went from them doing real estate together and growing as couples to some old love and hip hop
Something
shenanigans
ratchet.
and stuff ratchet because it was
Yeah.
on OWN, and remember Oprah used to own OWN, she doesn't
Yes.
anymore. So
Oh,
the
okay.
whole premise kind of changed up. And to quickly go over their story and what the video was about is Melody and Martell were married for a really long time. They have four kids. Apparently, he was with Ariane for I think it was 7 years. 7 years. And her and Melody was like alternating. All this alleged. I don't know these damn people. This is what's on the street. Um, they were alternating. Basically, Melody got pregnant at the same time as Ariane.
Oh
Chose
wow.
not to have the baby. Ariane had an abortion or two. She decided to have the baby, and Martell was called her a peasant on the show. I don't deal with that peasant type situation, but he was with her the whole time.
And
Um,
making babies.
making babies and saying that the reason he was dealing with her was because his wife would didn't know how to give head or wasn't giving head. And Ariane, you can't tell by his picture, but she do got a big ass mouth, so she probably do what it do. She probably do what it do. And they got divorced, and it messed up Martell's life completely. He's still on the show. They won't let Ariane on the show because the wife is the executive producer of the show, and she's the one who wrote that song, "Side Chick of the Year." I don't know if you heard that doggone song. I don't know if you heard that song.
Wow.
But anyway,
Okay.
when they got divorced or whatever, he ended up being messed up because they were building houses together, and she was the one with the builder's license. He was the one with
Oh.
everything, and she was
So
basically
he
the
messed
superstar.
himself up.
He messed himself up
He
with this
destroyed his own life. Yeah.
lady, and then she was in nursing school, which she said is all messed up now, but she has her little boutique and stuff, Ariane. And she went on Tasha K basically to have her say because she said that this has messed up her life. And I think a week or so, she said she was thinking about taking her own life and everything. But she was
Wow.
on Tasha K bragging and
But
saying
you
that,
accepted that role.
yeah, saying that Melody was okay with it. And she came in there, she was very cavalier. She knew about me. She called me. I called her on the phone and told her to put him on the phone and all types of
But
crazy
you're
stuff. So,
contemplating suicide.
yeah, but you're contemplating suicide, right? I'm taking it off so we can see our beautiful faces. So there was her. There's that type of side chick, right? The one who's brazen. I'm out here. We out here.
Yeah.
So then when they put out her video, this lady came out, right?
Oh well, Lord have mercy.
And she said she came out as a counter to Ariane. She was upset because she was this is Sean Stockton from Boys the Men,
Okay.
Four Seasons of Loneliness and all. That's
Yeah.
my favorite song that he sings. Business Sunsets and all that. And he's married to Miss Sharonda here. They were together off and on. They got married. I think they've been married like 20 years. She's one of those models that used to be in the King magazines when black magazines were first out and there wasn't Instagram models and everything. So
Right.
she was one of those. And she said she met him through Michael, the bass guy,
Okay.
when they met, one of the guys said, "I don't even know why he tried to talk to you because you were a little dark for him." But she ended up. This picture doesn't really. She's not dark. I don't know what the hell,
I'm
but
gonna
the
say
wife
neither
is
one of
lighter.
those women are dark.
Yeah, yeah. You know what black men think is dark is insane. But anyway,
Yeah.
so he ended up. He became. I guess Wanye and them are part of the Black Israelites or whatever, and she became his spiritual wife. And when
Okay,
he
here
got
we go,
married to
child.
other lady, this other lady, he called her on the phone and asked her if it was okay because she was engaged too to a pretty big time dude, and
Okay.
she left the dude to be his spiritual wife to be in the Black Israelite,
I
and
have
he
a
called her and said, "I'm gonna marry this chick," and he gave permission. I'm gonna let you go off, Amber. That's why
Because
if you said something in the comments one day
no. I just
about
want to know.
being married.
Did you look up to see who this person was
Yes. Oh, who she was
that she was
engaged to?
engaged to?
Yeah.
I was
No, I
curious.
never looked it up.
Yeah,
It wasn't.
I was curious because I was curious, but I let it leave my mind. I didn't look it up. I was like, I should look this up because I want to see who it is
Yeah, she didn't say
that
the
she
name. She didn't say
allowed
the
to dupe her. That she was like, I'm gonna walk away from my good future
Yes,
for to be
exactly.
in the shadows. Like
yes.
to
And
be in
she
the
blew up the
shadows.
spot.
That was like the really crazy part.
Yep. So she blew up the
Crazy.
spot because I think finally one day she got fed up and she dropped off a box or something with all their pictures in it and all this.
While she was pregnant.
Yeah, yeah.
Wow.
While the wife was pregnant, and then the wife ended up in the hospital, and then Sean called her and said, "Hey, if something happened to my wife, it's your fault. Not that you cheated on your wife, but that she
But it's
dropped off the
listen,
spot."
they're gonna always be the victim. They're gonna always be the victim. It's
Mhm.
always your fault, even though they made those choices. Because
Yes,
to do
yes.
what you do, it's a choice.
Yeah. So those two
It's
interviews, but the reason I brought those two up is because she said she wanted to do the interview because she was embarrassed at how forthright and bold Ariane was, who's probably way younger than her, right? Because the
Hmm.
time frame, this is 90s T, and then this is current T, right? How brazen she was, and then Ariane says, "I'm not a side chick, I'm a mistress." It was more than 1 year. I guess side chick has a time frame,
I
and
guess, child. I don't know.
and
I mean, I
Avante
guess
is
that's what
the
I was
spiritual
then.
wife.
I guess I was a mistress because it lasted about 2, 3 years.
Yeah, I guess if it
Yeah,
goes
child, I
years
was a
into,
mistress then.
oh my goodness. So, what do y'all think about this whole spiritual wife thing? I'm gonna let Amber go first because I remember her saying something in the comments. I'm gonna let her go ahead and speak on it, and then I'll have you go ahead, Miss Blue.
I just think it was like so ridiculous because if that's your situation, if that's your story, like that's your story. You don't,
Mm-hmm.
and I understand sometimes it's liberating, it's freeing to tell people your story, but you don't have to tell anybody anything.
Exactly.
She could have kept that to herself. It's like
Exactly.
I completely
it
agree.
could, we could have, I was literally watching it and I was just like, so you're sitting here telling us at every turn he, how you allowed yourself to be by this man. Basically,
Mm-hmm.
that's how I took it. Not like because I mean, like again, I'm not saying I'm faultless, but I could literally sit there and see like, okay, so he told you this. That didn't ring funny to you, like religion or not. That didn't ring, like none of that hit you in the spotlight. I don't know about this. Like women's intuition is so intense. She should have
Yes.
been
Yes.
every body should have been going off like, yo. it's something shady with this.
Mm-hmm.
Like, something ain't right.
Her spidey senses
Like,
ain't working right now.
right.
Those spidey
I
senses
literally,
were
and
Them
I,
the
her
spidey
spidey
senses
senses
were
was not working,
broken.
and
honey.
The
like
spidey
literally
senses were
when she was talking,
broken.
it couldn't have been. I think she willfully made it. She made a decision, and it's one thing. Like if you willfully make a decision that that's the life that you're gonna live, cool, make that decision. But do you have to tell? You gotta. Hey, I'm going with the
That's your business,
megaphone. I'm letting
girl.
everybody
Yeah,
know.
she blew up the spot for fun. She blew up the spot for fun. And I
Yeah,
was like,
like literally, it felt very like, oh, I'm not. Nobody's checking for me. Let me get out here so I can pull myself to
yeah,
the
she been
forefront.
gone.
It's
Hmm.
ridiculous.
Yep, she's been gone for the longest, and she just jumped out here. But the funny thing is,
I
she jumped out to judge the other side chick. It was so funny. It was like, what the
I
hell?
didn't even know who it is. I was like, who is this lady? No
It's
idea who she
honestly,
was.
I think it was
She looks
about, like you said, it was for fun. I think it's about money.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Because people make money for telling excuse the way I said, their bullshit ass stories. Because,
Hmm.
like she said, like Amber said, we didn't need to know. That was your business. We didn't know nothing about that. I
Hmm.
honestly believe it's about the money. Like she gets out here, she tells her story, she get a little check. Maybe she may even get a book deal about the time she was with him. It's all about putting
OMG.
yourself out,
but
and that's how I
who
see it.
wants to
It's
read
about
that?
putting yourself. Girl,
Oh,
Who
plenty
wants
of
another
to
people
read
want
dummy.
to
that?
read it.
Another dummy. Listen, I ain't gonna even call nobody no dummy because I read Superhead book.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, I forgot to
Oh,
put the
hold on.
opposite
Nope.
side chick in here. I
Nope.
forgot.
I read
That
Superhead
lady,
book more than I
I,
read it like twice, child, listening to her shenanigans, reading her shenanigans
I
and
feel
all
like
those
that's
who
an
she slept with.
entirely different. I feel like that's an entirely different thing because not at all was she like, oh, I'm a like she never was like like I'm out here with this married man. I'm
True.
in these streets with this married
She
man.
stayed
She never was
incognito
like
and reaped the benefits.
she was very like
Yes.
discreet. And that's the
Yes.
thing. People, I think social media in general has made people feel like you gotta
It's
look at me,
okay.
look at me, look at me. There's nothing that's private anymore. Like everything is like
Nothing at
right
all.
there. If you put in the hashtag that was created for my husband when he passed away, all the chicks come up.
Oh
Oh my
my
All.
God.
god.
Really?
Like,
That has to be
my
something to
children
deal with.
can go and put this in and look it up. So like,
Wow.
where's the discreetness? Where is it that
There is no
you have to say to
discreetness. There is
yeah,
nothing discreet.
where's the moment that you
Oh.
say to yourself, like, there has to be a line? Because
But there isn't.
even for me, when we separated, and
Mhm.
I never even told anybody that we were separated. Never.
Mhm.
I had a whole relationship in us being separated, and no one knew. Everybody thought I was just doing stuff with him still, but
Yeah.
I never posted any pictures, nothing.
And that's the thing. That's what I chose not to do. That, like, I live my life as single. I tell people I'm single, but I'm dating. We all be dating somebody here and there.
You
But
be
Uh,
I don't feel like I need to take no pictures and
dating.
post no pictures. Like I ain't got to, put my business. Everybody don't need to know I'm seeing nobody.
Exactly.
And that's how stuff gets so messed up. Because then, as soon as you put them out there, that's when all the chicks come out the woodworks and be in your inbox.
Exactly. You're
So
so scared to post anybody because you don't know who's finna cartwheel from out the damn bag.
okay, hell, it might be a boy these days
and
that's
it's
cartwheeling
Oh
out the
shit.
bike. You got to be careful these days. Our spidey sense, we got to listen to our spidey sense, baby, because our
Okay.
spidey sense will tell us if it's a fella in there. That's
Ooh.
another topic for another
That's
day.
another
But
topic, but we
baby,
can throw that out
listen,
there a little bit.
listen, that's
Not the
another
dude
topic,
coming out,
baby.
but
Hmm. I can
side
speak on
dudes.
that.
Side dudes. What's the difference? 'Cause I didn't put it in here because this is a woman type thing. But what do y'all think about the side dudes?
Side dudes, as in a woman having a side dude or a
Yeah,
man
having a
having a
side
side
dude
dude.
and how they don't come out the back.
Listen,
They'll be in the
no,
back.
baby, yes they do.
They
Yes they do.
do.
Oh, yes
Well,
they
I'm
do.
not
yes,
gonna say
they do.
that. Never mind.
They get in their
They
feelings and they
do.
start stalking people.
No, I ain't talking about stalking because we all laugh at
No,
that
they
guy
get in
that's
their
stinking.
feelings and they will stalk, and they are just a side dude.
No.
They
I'm
make
not talking about
themselves seem like
stalking. I'm talking about scenes.
See, they be want to make themselves seen.
It's
I mean,
less
like I feel
likely, I think.
again, social media has made everybody feel like, of course, you want to show your relationship, you want to show yourself being loved. Yes, we love to see it. But on the opposite end of that is the people that are doing it for show. They're not
It,
doing it because it's like, oh,
yes,
we're together. And as soon as you start
exactly.
doing it to show, you can tell it's like less
Because
organic. That's not really
I know a couple
like,
that's
it's
like that.
awkward because you're like,
They a real
why
couple,
y'all,
and I think it's all for show
Hmm.
because they're not happy away
but to
from
people,
Facebook. On Facebook, they're happy. Away from Facebook, they're not happy.
Just arguing.
and
I have this video. I'm so scared to post it because I was clowning with my friend. I said, "Yo, set the internet ablaze." But I was clowning. I was like, half the time when I be posting shit, I be laid up with a nigga. I felt like posting it, but I didn't do it.
Girl, it'll be some. It be stuff like that. I be want to post and say, and I just be like, even though I post some risky stuff, I just be
you know
like,
what?
child,
I
I ain't gonna post
I
it.
literally got to a place. I got to a place that I don't care and I post whatever I want
No, I
because
post
either
whatever I
way,
want.
people are gonna.
The reason I didn't
Oh
post
no,
it.
no. I'm saying like as far as like even with that, I just my biggest thing that I learned in his death was like people gonna assume whatever they want to assume about
Mm-hmm.
you.
Yeah,
Yep.
So
Yep.
they're
I
gonna make
started
their
clearing
own.
up
They're
no
gonna
room.
make their own assumptions and judge you
I ain't clearing up
regardless.
no rumors unless it's about me giving bad head, or if you say that I wear a fake designer. I ain't clearing up no rumors. Never. I'm just not doing that
And I
because
don't clear up any because it's a
my
whole rumor right now that I'm engaged to some boy that I ain't
Oh
never even
Lord
met
have
face to face.
mercy.
I ain't
You
met him
ain't
face
that?
to
Why you
face.
ain't invite me?
Girl,
No, I'm
I
playing.
ain't
I'm
even
playing.
met this boy. His brother like me, okay?
Mm-hmm.
But he is the little brother.
Mm-hmm.
And he is actually engaged to somebody I know. But me and him ain't never even met each other. So it done
But
got
you
back to his
engaged though.
baby mama that's 1,000 miles away. She done reached out to me in my inbox and asked me to call her.
Mm.
Girl,
do
would
you
you call me?
know
I
that
called her.
I would definitely be like, yo,
I called
no.
That's a perfect segue. Stop right there. So she reached out and told you to
call
call
her. She
her. So
wanted to
that is a
talk to me.
look at God with the segues. All right.
Barbara Ver Shirley, girl.
Let's talk about the woman to woman call. The
Don't come to me
woman
with
to
that
woman
shit. No
call.
woman to woman.
So let me say this. I was being silly a little bit. So listen, hey Barbara, this is Shirley. I need to call you. No, what it's like. What is the purpose? Okay, do you guys believe in the woman to woman call, and what do you think the purpose is? Let me
If
speak on it, and then I'll let you jump in.
okay,
So for me, the woman to woman call kind of is pointless because if that woman wants to keep doing what she's doing with your man, she's gonna keep doing it. Like, are you're banking on somebody else to have a conscience to feel bad about sleeping with your man, and they
And they
probably
don't.
not. And 95% of the time, he done talked about you so bad, they think they saving the man.
mm-hmm,
And the dude is so in love with you and so obsessed in real life, but he telling this lady so many crazy things about you that you might as well look like how Barbara and Shirley, how these women was looking. You might as well look like Barbara and Shirley because
because that's how
he
he
done
done talked
he
about
done
you.
talked about you so bad. But then there's always an excuse for why he won't leave you. But let me go ahead and let you take off Miss Blue, then Amber, you can go next.
I completely agree with what you're saying. Because that was in my situation. I don't know what was being said to her about me, but I know that she was saying things to him about me, telling him to leave me because I was the wife, you know.
Mm,
And thing is, baby, you doing just what he needs you to do. The shit I ain't finna do.
mm-hmm.
Okay. I'm not with all that old extra freaky shit that y'all trying to do. I'm a little bit of a freak, but I ain't freak like that. Okay, so you can go on and stay over there and continue to do that with him because he ain't gonna leave home. He know where home at. He know what home is. So you calling does no good. It might make me a little pissed off with him. You know what I'm saying? Make me a little mad. And he got to make up for it. He got to kiss my ass to make up for it.
Yeah.
But I
You
made
might
a
get a
post the
kiss
other
out of
day.
that bitch, right?
Listen, I made a post the other day. I said, yeah, if I catch my man cheating, I'm probably gonna stay.
Oh yeah, I saw
Yeah,
that.
baby, I'm
Yeah.
probably gonna stay. But he got to mind his motherfucking business after that.
Mhm.
Cause I'm gonna
Mhm.
stay. But he better mind his business when I get done. Cause then Shirley don't call me. If you out there, Shirley, don't call Blue. Don't never
You
call
got
Blue.
your whole headset on like girl 6, and you telling
Girl,
that lady not to call you.
girl, don't call me. Cause you're gonna regret it if you call to tell me about anything. If you ever see me with somebody and you want to call me, think twice. Cause it ain't even
Mm-mm,
finna work like that these
mm-mm.
days. I'm not built like that.
All right, Miss
Ain't built like
Amber.
that.
I don't think that there should ever be phone calls. I've had two situations where phone calls came up and it didn't change anything. It didn't change anything. Um, the only thing that it changes is the man has to make the decision he's done with it. If he's not
Mhm.
done with it, if he doesn't want to leave it, it's still going to occur. It's still going to be the same
Yeah.
thing.
He
You're
just
going to
got
be
to move a
driving
little
yourself
differently.
crazy calling this lady all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah, he just because you caught him, it doesn't mean he stopped.
At all.
He just figured
And
out a
they don't.
different way to go about it. Yeah, it is figure out a different way to go about it. It's like just like for yourself, you're not supposed to be shopping, but you still want to go shopping. You get your husband's in the driveway. What you gonna do with them clothes? You gonna figure
You
out how
gonna
to
put
get
them
them
in
in
the
the
trunk. You
house.
gonna put them in the
Girl,
trunk.
I'm gonna hide them.
Yeah. What the hell?
We hiding those. Or I'm sticking it down inside my purse if I got one of my big purses.
Hold on. I
Exactly.
wanted to save this live so the
Exactly.
side chicks to stay back. Let
Yeah.
me save this live. 'Cause y'all stressing me out. Let me save this live. Hold on.
I might need a little saging, child. I ain't
There's
gonna
too
need to
much
tell you to
going on
stop.
with me. But yeah, I hear you, Amber.
I don't know. No,
Oh
seriously,
my
they're
God.
gonna figure out a new way to get around to doing what they want to do. So this is
Yeah.
why it's like, what's the point? I
And there
mean,
is no
like,
point.
especially if they're sitting there and they're talking to you and they're completely calm and you're the person that's being all like you all erratic and you like, hold up, this person is being
Because I'm gonna
calm
be
as
calm. I'm
hell.
gonna be so calm when you call me.
Mhm.
She don't give
But
she don't
I'm
give
gonna
two
cuss
shits
you
about
out something. Baby, I'm gonna be calm, but I'm gonna cuss you out.
she don't give two.
I'm gonna do it like what's her name? Tabitha?
Yeah,
I'm gonna
Tabitha
cuss you out.
Brown,
Yes,
cuss
baby.
you
I'm gonna
out with a
cuss you out
smile.
real
God
sweet
bless you.
with a smile. Bless you, baby. Bless you. Don't call me Shirley, please don't.
Yeah, so it's
Oh
just
my
like
God. That's
it,
hilarious.
it, it
Okay.
literally it's like it's never beneficial. The
It's
times that it's
not.
happened for me, like the one
It's a hurtful
situation that it
thing.
happened for me with this same thing, it was just like I know that you've been told all like it was more so like I'm asking you to leave this situation alone because it's more it's deeper than rap. It's deeper
Mhm.
than
Deeper
what
than
you
hip
see
hop. Yes.
on the surface level. That's like, you have to that there's kids involved, there's people
Hmm.
that have no idea who you are involved. I'm asking you to kindly step away. In that situation, I felt like I was completely in within my rights because I'm like, I know you think it's about the friends and the friend. Oh, I know some of these people. No, ma'am. My family will be at this service. His family will be at this service. Like, please have some respect. You
Yeah, you
are
doing
Exactly.
too
you are
damn much.
not going to be
Exactly.
involved. So
Exactly.
it's kind of like in that situation, it was like I was within my rights. But in the other situation, I look stupid. It's like I'm thinking
We've
I'm
all done that.
calling to drop some bombs, and I was like, this girl don't care. She don't give like I'm sitting here
I ain't
doing
never
all of this for what?
I've never called anybody.
I ain't never called.
And I've had the option to.
I don't know damn body.
I don't have the option to because I go and meet somebody for
I
1 minute,
didn't
but I
call.
never did it.
I didn't call, but I had the person to call me. Like I literally,
Yeah.
I
Now that yes.
like I went back and figured out. So I could tell y'all the situation because it's past and I'm over it. So I was dating this guy, and the guy was dating me, and I didn't know it. And he was dating another girl, and I had just started my t-shirt line, and he told me, "Oh yeah, I got my friend to buy some of your shirts." So I was like, "Oh, that's dope. Thank you so much. Thank you for being supportive." Fast forward, she had done a show on Facebook Live. He tagged me on said show and was like, "Oh, she has on your shirt, whatever, right?" So then when it started coming out that was the person, I was like, no, because I'm like, she bought some of my stuff. Like, that's weird.
It's strange.
So I literally was like, I went back to where I was tagged on the post.
You see my side?
I went back to where I was tagged on the post. Wait. I went back to where I was tagged on the post and hit her up and was like, "Hey, call me." And I was like, the first thing I said when she called me was like, "Thanks so much for buying some of my merch. You know, I really appreciate it." And then I was like, "Did you know that I date that person?" And she was like, "Wow." And that was it. She was just like, "Wow." And then we talked for like maybe 2 hours. But the whole time we were talking, I was just like none of this is like alarming to you. And she was like, "No, because I experienced it with him when we dated before." And I was just like,
oh dang.
God, wow.
Okay.
She's been around.
Okay.
She's been around for a while.
I literally in the moment, like, yeah. So I was just like, wow. But at the end of like in the end all be all, I wish that I would have approached it differently on my part, because I could have walked away from that situation stocked and barrel and not even cared. But because I was just like, damn, I can't believe it was like into a place and some you feel like I'm one of these people. If I walk into a space and I haven't been there, and I know that previously when I'm there, the space feels like this. I walked into the house one time and I was like, somebody else has been here. I'm literally like, I'm one of those people. Like I can literally say like, somebody else has been here. The energy is still there.
Yeah,
or
the energy.
You can do everything I have previous.
Girl, you ain't a Virgo,
and I'll be like,
I am.
I know it.
No,
you know, I know you are. Because Virgos pick up on energy like it's nothing. We tune into energy like it's nothing.
Be like, hold up, you just did. Like, I remember one time we were getting ready to go out to dinner. We had sex before we went out to dinner, and he did something different that he hadn't done with me before. So I was
look, that tells it.
I was like, what was that? He was like, what are you talking about? I said, you did something different. And he was like, no, I did. And I said, yes, you did. You did something different. You did something that you've never done to me before. And he was like, no. Can you hurry up so we can go? And I was like, okay. I left it alone, but it was still like in the back of my mind.
No, honey, your spidey senses told you right. Your spidey senses told you right.
See, but
oh gosh.
Oh, I know they did. I knew it, but I was so. I think in the time frame, I was so hell bent on seeing it through, so I just kind of like let it dissipate. And I feel like that's what happens when you're on the opposite side of the fence. When you're the wife, you're like, gosh, I just don't want this to be the truth. So I want to just like
exactly.
Yeah.
I don't want to
ignore
it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we do as women. We do that.
Very much.
We ignore it. Yep, I ignored the hell out of mine, boy. I knew. I said, I knew,
and I did too.
And I used to laugh at divorce court. Laugh at divorce court when they say people not coming home. It took one time for me, but I used to laugh at the people when they say like, oh, the man didn't come back for 3 weeks. I'm like,
Oh wait, no, I
I'm
ain't
like
never
3 weeks.
experienced
Bitch,
that
you don't live here no more. You don't live here. What the hell? What?
at all.
No,
No,
everybody
I
knows
didn't go
me.
through that, baby.
That didn't happen to me. It was on divorce court. I was like, what the hell?
Oh
But listen,
Jesus.
Horace laughed at me. Horace from Black Super Friends. Because one time he asked me, I said, if you miss in one day, bitch, that's a no call, no show. I don't know your ass. I don't know you.
No more.
Who are you?
You better
I'm having
text
you
job.
hit
me
me
or so
up.
you
I'm
better
having you hit
text
me up,
me
and
or
I'm
so,
like, and
you
this
better
dude,
text me, hey baby.
something.
Hey baby, make your
It's
presence known
literally
that you're
like
still
that
alive.
job.
No
It's like
call.
having a job. If you no call and no show, they give you a grace period. They give you a couple of times. You might get 3 times to do it, but after you no call no show 3 times, you have no job no more.
Yeah, bye. I'm about to cuss on here for real, but you got no. But they tried to be. He was like, "Oh, that's too much." I was like, "If you don't, I mean, not him specifically,
If
but he was
we're
asking
in
about."
a relationship
Yeah, he was like,
and you
"What is
no call, no
ghosting?"
show me,
Yeah, what is ghosting?
we ain't
And
together.
I
That
said,
is
if
ghosting.
you don't call,
Yes,
one day is pushing it for me, V.
Yeah,
One
because
day is
it's
pushing it. If you go 2 days,
yeah.
we gonna have to see something. Cause
I'm
no,
finna act real funny.
mm-hmm.
You done went 2
Look, it's
days.
not just me. Look,
No, baby.
no.
The way I'm built, you done went 2 days and you ain't said
No,
to
the
send me a
energy
simple text that said,
definitely
hey baby. Okay.
my energy shifts because I'm
Yep.
like,
Real
okay,
bad.
I see what priority is. And I'm
Exactly.
not a
And I'm
priority
not a
for
part
you.
of your
So if I'm
priority.
not a priority for you, I'm not going to make you a priority either.
Same
Exactly.
thing that I went through with this guy that I was dating.
I
You're a
posted like
priority
a
and I'm
couple
not.
of months
Hold
ago.
on. Hold on.
No, I
Let
made
me
a
go
post
ahead
like
so we
a
don't
couple
talk over each other. Let
months ago.
Amber, you
okay.
finish your story and then you can tell about that guy because I do want to hear that. So go ahead, Amber.
Oh no, I made a post a couple of months ago and I said, I'm not free. I make time. I'm never free, but I make time. So if I'm making time to talk to you, and I don't talk to anybody these days. Like if I pick up the phone and talk to you or if I text you, you have to know you're important. So if I make the time for you in your time, you can't do the same thing for me, forget about it.
Yep. Okay, go ahead, Miss Blue. You was on top. I want to hear about this guy.
Oh, this guy, well established, beautiful man that God created, honey. He was everything. But and I think that's why I let my spotted senses slide a little bit. But it's just like he had this thing. It's like she said, I made time. I don't have time. I raised a child back and forth to basketball practice, my job. Like I have stuff I have to do at work. Sometimes I'm traveling for work. Sometimes I'm not. I have to do, you know what I'm saying? So, but if I make the time to pick up the phone and I say, hey, baby, how's your day? I expect you to do the same. It can't be me initiating it every single time because that gets old also. Yeah. So you mean to tell me if I don't say, hey, baby, how's your day? I'm not going to hear from you. So I did that a few times and like my energy completely shifted when I saw that. I don't have time anymore. I don't have the time to make, oh, you always had to. No, because I'm not a priority to you. You don't make time for me. So why should I continue to make time for you? I gave you my focus. It's 5 more because I got a lunch man. I got a dinner man. You know what I'm saying? That could be getting your time. I made you my focus. I ain't mess with the lunch man, the dinner man, the man that like to buy my drinks and want to take me, the one that want to take me on trips. I ain't mess with them. I focused on you.
Yep. Miss Blue, it's called rotational dating. People get angry when I talk about it because a lot of these dudes.
Everybody should. If you're single, you should definitely have a 3 or 5.
Yep. You should have. I don't like a lineup on a basketball team because let me tell you why or whatever. Because men keep their options open.
Yes.
Even when they're married, they're still looking for the one.
And keep options. And that's how we ended up with this topic, Sachi.
Yes. So they keep their options open and it's super crazy. But with that being said, let me go ahead and pull up this next graphic. This is an amazing conversation. I'm so glad I had you guys on. I'm having a good time. Hopefully you guys are having a good time too. So these are called the sorry, not sorry girls. And this is why. So we have 2 ladies here, and I want to know if you feel sorry for them or not. But I'm going to go ahead and say what I got to say, and then I'll let you guys jump in and I'll have Miss Amber go first this time. But we have Tiny Harris, Tamika Tiny Harris. She knows that, I'm going to say allegedly, we don't know these damn people, but it is the perception that T.I. constantly cheats on her, and she takes him back and she accepts different gifts. But every time he does it with somebody big or known, she goes on a hobo tour to putting out how he does her dirty, nasty, all this other stuff, and then he buys her a car, and then everybody gets quiet again. Then we have the most famous one here to me. I can't. She used to be my favorite, but she was my favorite, I think, because she was the oddball of the group. But Miss Khloe Kardashian. How many times is Tristan gonna have a baby on you,
girl,
and you cry? You tried to take down several women, like you didn't take Tristan. I call him. It's funny because now other people call him that, but me and my ex used to call him Tristan third trimester Thompson, because he always leave that ass in third trimester. And she knows that he cheats. There's always these babies. There's child support coming out of it. But she want everybody to be mad. That's why she had everybody turn on her sister's best friend Jordan or whatever. And then come to find out he did it again. But she was acting like she was so betrayed when half the time she took she went after French Montana from Trina. She stayed with somebody, man. Okay. And then we have the side chick that I don't feel sorry for, which is Danny Lay. She all on the social media crying, acting a donkey with her damn baby, saying yellow bone is what they want when she's not even black. On there crying and everything. And he told her to her face she was a side chick.
Yes, he did.
And then the brother came and he got boxed up. He was jumped. It was wrong, but he got boxed up. So they stay embarrassing themselves. These are the chicks, like I said, two mains and a side that I have no sympathy for. They get tapped 2 tears, nothing from me. So go ahead, Miss Amber, and then we'll have Miss Lucy.
So I'm gonna talk about Danny Lynn first because she's at the end. I'm echoing. I do feel bad for her. She, unfortunately, no matter what we saw, he had to be telling her something. Like, this is the thing, and this is like the reason why I have some level of remorse for these situations is because these women had to be told something for them to be put into this, for them to allow themselves in this predicament, because nobody's putting you anywhere. You're allowing. So once you allow yourself to be in that space, everybody is accountable. Everybody has to everybody got to be like, hey, I did this. Like, you got to take your accountability. You got to be held accountable for what you did. No one is stainless. So unfortunately for her stuff got played out live on social media, whereas for the other people's situation, the Khloe thing, it sucks for her to be in that position, but that's the position that she's choosing to be in, because she can definitely say, hey, I'm not going to keep letting you embarrass me out here like this. And she tried to take down a child, essentially, because they own grown women, and they going after this little girl. Sorry, I have goodbye. Don't come back. Sorry. Okay, so they're grown and they're going after this little girl who essentially was just in the wrong place at the wrong time. That's what it boils down to for her. She was in the wrong place at the wrong time, and for that reason, she caught up in their things. But at the end of the day, again, you're allowing yourself to be in that predicament. No matter what it is, you're allowing it. Tiny, allowing yourself to be in a predicament. You make choices. I only say that because I make choices.
Yeah,
like I said, I willfully ignored a lot of stuff that was happening, and then I'll take that back. I willfully ignored a lot of stuff that was happening, but I also never felt like I'm gonna go on the smear campaign and discuss what's happening.
Right.
I let it happen. I dealt with we dealt with things a lot. Ma'am, you're making so much noise. You cannot be in here. I dealt with a lot of stuff. I dealt with a lot of stuff in house, and then when it was all said and done, it was just like no one, no, like, needless to say, but still, I dealt with some of abuse. So never spoke about it in a public setting. So dealt with levels of abuse. And still to this day, no one truly believes that the relationship was as abusive as it was because I never talked about it.
Right.
I literally would just be like, you would see me at events and stuff because I clean up nicely. So I was at every event. I was, you got to go to this place. You need a suit. You need this. I was there. So I would go to things and there would be pictures of me smiling. But when you look at me, my smile only stopped here.
There was no smile behind the eyes.
Like, yeah. So it's just like, so it's willfully you're making a decision whether you want to say like, oh, truly, I didn't have to be treated like this. And granted, you don't have to be treated like this. No one should be abused. No one should be cheated on. Nobody should be mistreated. But not saying, but not saying, but let me think of a better way to put it. Though you do make a decision. And if you make a decision, hey, this is no longer for my life, you can remove yourself from it. But until you make a decision, I don't think that you should go around telling everybody, look at what's happening to me. Look at what's happening to me. If you
exactly. Handle it first.
Like,
all right, Miss Blue. Miss Blue.
So, in respect to those ladies, I kind of feel like Amber does about Danny Lay because this girl had a side chick. If he called her a glorified side chick on social media, true enough, he did. But she has pictures of them being all booed up, loved up, hugged up, like in all these girlfriend, boyfriend poses and things. So if she's a side chick, you don't treat a side chick the way you were treating her. I was never moved up in girlfriend, boyfriend poses. You know what I'm saying? Like, so you made her, ain't no telling what he told her. But honestly, I feel like he made her believe she was more than a side chick. You know, I really believe he made her feel she was more than a side chick. As far as the other two, those are they made those decisions to stay there. Those were they had informed decisions. Tristan constantly cheating and T.I. constantly cheating. They make those decisions to stay in those relationships. So them two, I will never feel bad for because they chose to do that. Danielle, I kind of do have some sympathy for her. Some sympathy, not all, but some. Because like I said, he's all booed up with her in all these pictures and like she was putting it all out there, you know, making herself look stupid because I would never make myself look like that. I just can't see doing that to myself. But I do have some sympathy for her. I really do. He was just dead ass wrong.
She didn't deserve the way.
Yeah, well, I don't think she deserved for him to treat her the way that he did.
No, the reason I say she kind of deserved it because I feel some type of way when she did. I don't give a damn if you consider yourself a yellow bone. I really don't care.
Oh,
girl, you're not black. I didn't care.
She ain't at all. What, ain't she Spanish or something?
Yeah, she's Dominican, which there are black Dominicans, but she's not one of them.
But she ain't one of them because I'd have been there.
But the reason it was crazy was the reason she was doing the yellow bone was what she wants because she was coming after his other baby mama. I believe her name was Mimi, and she's a brown skinned girl. So she was taunting her with the song.
And I remember that. Okay, and I remember her doing that. I do.
Yeah, that's why I cried tattoo tears for that damn girl. So,
but you know,
no, I ain't got no tears for her.
He was. Well, the crazy thing with that is he was promoting it. He was promoting it. He was promoting her song. So it's like, do we really like in the grand scheme of things? You're saying, oh, this, like you have so much love for this one, but you're promoting this other person who you said was a glorified side chick. You're promoting her music. You're doing all this stuff with her. It's plenty of posts because The internet don't forget. That's the one
It
thing. The
surely
internet
doesn't.
does not forget. You could literally go back to the post where he was talking about, oh, I love her and all of that stuff, and you in
But she a
videos
side
kissing
chick.
her and all of that.
Mhm.
But she a side chick. That's whatever you say. The internet gonna be like, oh, let's pull this up from this date.
Yeah.
Look at
Okay,
this.
on the
they,
internet,
they
we
pulling
always
those
got
receipts.
receipts.
Yeah.
Yes, receipts, baby.
Like it's always gonna be receipts. It's always, no matter what you say, do, whatever you tell somebody, it's always gonna be receipts of what you supposedly really felt, because it's gonna be all plastered on your timeline, on your Instagram, on your Facebook, where you tagging that person and you're posting all of that stuff.
And most women keep receipts because I know I do.
Mm.
I
Well,
don't
let
even
me tell
play.
you
I'm a
this.
receipt keeper.
We're talking about women, and I did not plan on adding this person to it, but my son said something to me the other day that made me feel like saying this right now. So this is a side dude. Do you guys feel sorry for August Alsina?
No,
Why or why not?
I do,
Blue, you can
because
go
he's
first and Amber first.
because he's young.
because he
Wait,
knew
wait.
what he got into. He
Okay.
knew what he was going into. He probably had to sign an NDA and all kind of bullshit. I don't feel sorry for him. What the hell for? You living, you screwing Jada, and we'll know about it. I'm sure. I'm assuming, but based on everything, I think they both screw around in each other.
Yeah, that's what it
That's
looks
these
like.
people's lives, but this is what it is. You know, and where there's a little smoke, there's some fire. They both screw around on each other. You knew what you were getting into. Again, it goes to say that that was a choice.
Hmm.
He made that choice. Do I feel sorry for him? Hell no. Will I ever feel sorry for him? Hell no.
But do you think it's a bias? Because that's what my son was like. I think it's a bias because we're
Because he's a man.
ladies and he's a man. But he said, this is what my son said. My son isn't a super intelligent dude, but he was like, did you feel like she took advantage because he was down and out, he was sick, they were helping him. The
That could
family
be
had took him into the
possible.
fold because he was going through a hard time.
That could be
And
possible because
yeah,
it
and then my
happens all
son
the
was saying
time
that
with men and
Will,
women.
yeah,
But the one thing we have to remember in life that with men and women, there's always going to be a double standard somewhere.
mm,
Like
okay,
us having 5
Yeah,
reserves. We whores for having 5 reserves, where they can have 10 or 15 and they glorified. There's
mm,
always going to be a double standard with men and women, with across the board with pretty much everything.
mm,
Yeah.
of course. I
Mm.
think also too, the reason why I feel bad for him is because unfortunately people of certain stature can be predators.
Yeah.
And you don't look at it like that, but some people will prey on a situation, like they're preying on you. Oh shoot, I see that we can talk to this person, we can do this. People do that, and it's unfortunate, especially when you're in a bad situation, for someone to prey on you. But people tend to do that because they're like,
Right.
oh, I see you in this spot. Well, let me try to get close to you because you're in this spot. Only thing that I can draw from, and I use as an example, when my husband passed, I said, this is wild to me because I got so many DMs from guys that I haven't talked to in
mm.
eons who were like, just let me know if you need anything.
Girl,
Preying on you.
Call me
they
if
was
you
gonna
need
give
to
you that. They was
talk.
gonna give you that bereavement D. That bereavement D, Lord.
That's
Okay.
the thing. And I
They
said,
was trying.
it's really like, it was a temperature check to see if I was going to be like, yeah, blah, blah. No, what are you doing? But
Mm,
people
mm,
prey on people, and it's unfortunate. Like, they don't think about the karmic exchange of their actions. So, like,
mm-hmm.
when you do that, but I'll take that back. Some people do know the karmic exchange of their actions, and I feel like she's one of those people. She knew that even when this man came out and said, "Hey, I was having a relationship with Jada," she knew how it would blow back, and she knew how everything would happen with Will. But she also knows the agreement that her and Will have. So it was very easy for her to just like do
Brush
it
it
the
off
way
like
that
she
she
did.
did it.
Yeah. Have a whole little red table talk.
Basically,
I
if
mean,
you
she did. She
realize
Well,
did
that
a whole
she
that's
little
what
wasn't
they
red
say.
table
She
talking,
talk.
embarrassed him real quick, but I don't
yeah,
feel like
but
he didn't
yes,
know.
exactly.
Oh yeah, I
But
feel
she
like he
hasn't.
knew.
But this is the thing, though. No, he knew. But think about it like this: when's the last time that she's brought it up or she's talked about it?
Mm,
She hasn't. But look
mm.
at how many interviews that he's sat in,
Yeah, he
or
dragging that
situations that
ass like
he's
he ain't got
put
nobody.
in, that he's talking about it, not her, because she's not saying nothing because she already know. Like, I did what I did, so what? It's him that's trying to like shape up his image. Like, no, no, no,
Uh huh.
it's nothing that I don't know, but it probably something that they don't know. Look at all the young up and coming people that they keep around them. Remember that
True.
one girl, Liza or whatever? She was hanging out with them all the time on the family trips and all of that stuff. And I was like,
Yeah.
why is
So
she
you know
always
Look,
something
around them?
probably was
let me
happening.
sip my tea on that.
Like August
Something
Alsina,
was probably
but
happening.
it's the same. It's the same thing how August Alsina was, because it was like, why is he on their family trip? But why is Liza on their family trip?
Yeah,
Yeah.
you don't know
They
They
why
know.
they're
both
there.
knew about it. You know, they know what each other are doing. And I understand what you're saying,
Exactly.
Amber, about the whole
It's
preying on
certain,
someone thing because it does happen. But
yeah,
I still just don't. I don't feel bad because he went in there with his
yeah.
eyes
I
open.
feel
Yes,
like
they
she
preyed on him,
was,
but when you go into a
mhm,
situation with your eyes open, it's just like to me, it's like, yeah, but you knew it. You knew what it was. You know what I'm
yeah.
saying?
It's a rich man's sport. It's a rich man's sport.
It
Like, if you
is.
have the wealth to accommodate that. But you see how even in the interview, she was going back to like how sometimes he didn't have money to take care of stuff for her. She didn't bring that up just to she wasn't bringing it up to show how down she was. She was bringing it up because she was saying like he could accommodate. So
Right. Without saying it
women
directly.
turn women turn a blind eye easily when they're in a financial setting that
Mm.
it no longer bothers them. Chloe does not care because Chloe got
She good.
bank.
She good.
Yep.
Yeah, she banked
Tanya
up.
does not care because she had bank. Danny Lynn didn't care until she got put on blast on live because of the what's
The
attached to
benefits.
it.
She was, yeah, the benefits. She was getting a, with
Yeah,
being there.
yeah.
All right. That's a
People
perfect
thoroughly
segue for
enjoy
me.
the status and everything.
Yep. That's a perfect segue. I don't know if you guys are friends with Buddy Love
Yes.
on Facebook with Crazy Snow, but he made me add this part, and honestly and truthfully, the Will and Jada was not gonna come up, but it was a perfect segue into it. So he says, sisters, y'all need to go ahead and consider polygamy. Sister wives. They're doing it anyway, or whatever. You might as well go for it. So with me, I mean, I consider myself a Christian, so I don't believe in polygamy. I don't judge people for polygamy. I've heard of people considering polygamy, and yes, polygamy was in the Bible, but that was many, many thousands of years ago. My stance on it is half y'all can't afford the woman y'all got, okay? Half y'all can't satisfy the woman that y'all got.
Exactly.
Then on top of that, my show, Big Love used to be my show. Big Love on HBO used to be my show. And what I noticed about the polygamy that they were doing, the Mormons, they had to pay for all the houses.
They
Whenever
have
whatever
money.
polygamy documentary that I saw,
Yeah.
although the
They have
reason that
money.
yeah, the reason they
Sister
cared
wives.
that they were polygamous, yes, the reason they cared because they in America they want you to be married to one person. It's because of benefits, death benefits, food stamp, whatever you gotta do, because they don't want it to look like you're a single person and you actually got a whole ass husband and you sharing with this other lady. And some of us are sharing with, and we don't even know. So
Right.
I'm not against polygamy as a concept itself. Me personally, myself, I don't like to share. Anybody that knows me in real life, if I even think I'm sharing, it's gonna pop off. I don't share. So, but I understand the whole point. But he says, just go ahead. and get and become a sister wife. And I always laugh. I said, okay, if that's the case, let me get two husbands so that I can get all the
Well, there
provisions
are
I
some
need.
women
And
that
there
do
go to
have that.
double standards. And there go to double standards,
There,
And
honey.
that's
there,
gonna
there
be, and
are some
they'll be
women
like, what?
in
It
other
happens.
countries
It
that
happens.
do have
I
that.
would be too tired. I'll be too tired to do all that. But the provisions and resources would be great. But I'm gonna go ahead and let Amber go first because she has started speaking. Go ahead, Miss Amber.
Oh no,
Polygamy
I'm
and
gonna say
sweetest
that
do
there
it.
are some in other countries. There are women that are that do that, and
Hmm.
it's not so much. I don't think that it's like you have to be sexual with both of. Sometimes it's like this one person takes care of this thing, and this one person takes care of this thing. If in the grand scheme of things, unless you have like your 100% like this is my all in, like I got everything I want all in one. Some people are never going to meet the one person that's going to satisfy their needs totally.
Hmm.
There's
Hmm.
always going to be something that you are letting slip to the side because of for the sake of things just to move forward. It's like settling, like you're making a decision to settle. Like he doesn't like I like somebody that's covered in tattoos. He don't got no tattoos, but he nice though. And he got all these other he check all these other boxes.
Hmm.
Maybe I can talk him into getting some tattoos. He don't want to get no tattoos. Well, I can just imagine them in my mind. That's what people do, but in this form that he's speaking about, there are a lot of women that live like this. There's some women that know they live like this, and there's some women that do not know that they live like this. But for the women that know, that's what works for them. And I happen to be a if it works for you type of person. If that's what works for you, go off.
Hmm.
Who am I to say anything to you about it? You never, I mean, not to say that I would ever be in this situation, God forbid. But if you end up in a situation like that and everybody's being completely honest and upfront, who are you to say, well, I mean, if we all being honest and upfront, why not? I think
Would you
the
consider being a
thing that
sister wife?
it depends on the situation. I'm gonna be completely honest. It would depend on the situation because at the end of the day, it does benefit everybody. If you have, because you got to think about it in the sense of like when you're a single parent and it's you and kids. I would love to have somebody help me right now.
Well, come watch
It
these
would be
dishes, babe.
great, but huh?
I said,
Yeah,
come watch
like
these
it would
dishes.
have to be under the right. Exactly. It would have to be under the right circumstances. And the reason why I think that bump people are bumping heads with it so much here in America is because people are trying to do it under the wrong circumstances. Like you don't have money to make it through the week for yourself, but you want to incorporate two other people into that. No.
Exactly. And they're not even pulling the money.
It does. Yeah, it breaks down to a financial thing. It would be different if everybody was equally like, I'm out here getting it, you out here getting it, she out here getting it. We pulling all our money together so that we can get it together. That's one thing. But like one person carrying all the weight doesn't work like that.
Yes, get tired.
And that's where I think we get it skewed because we're trying to have the mindset of how things used to be before where back in the day your granddaddy had like three different chicks and the three different chicks all had kids. He had three different families, but that's not the time that we live in now. Not
Mm.
financially, society is different. We are well informed that some of the things that went down before are not the same situations that will be occurring now. Like some of that stuff was horrible.
Yep.
So you can't apply old school thinking to a modern world.
Exactly. On that note, let Miss Blue jump in there real quick and go ahead and give her say so on the polygamy and
Okay.
sister
So,
wife.
but just like she was saying back in the day, like Let me tell you, my grandfather was a huge part of my life, and words from him to me that stick with me is a man can have as many as women as he can afford.
Mm-hmm.
A man can have as many women as he can afford. If he can afford five, he can have five of their asses. You know what I'm saying? But like she said, most of them can't afford themselves. They can't make their money stretch through from paycheck to paycheck. So how you trying to add two more people into this? You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
To do that, it takes a lot of communication, a lot of understanding, and everybody got to be on the same page.
Mm-hmm.
Because I will not lie, I've
And that's the
considered it
struggle.
being that, yeah, being that, like I said, the ratio for heterosexual, for women to heterosexual single men is probably like 35 to 1. I'm probably doing it anyway. I just
Hmm.
don't know.
You just don't know
So,
it.
but
Mm-hmm.
if we can come to an agreement, whereas you're respectful of me, I'm respectful of you, you know what I'm saying? And respect goes a long way with me. Okay. And we know that it's us two in him or us three in him or whatever. And y'all ain't dilly and dallying and running out there with everybody else. That could possibly happen. But it has to be 100% full understanding on what we're doing and what's expected from each person.
Exactly.
And a lot of people don't believe in communication and being upfront about things. Be upfront about it because you're doing it any damn way.
You
Yeah.
don't know, but you
Yeah.
are.
Honesty
Yeah. You
goes a
doing it
long way.
anyway.
Like even I say all the time, like if a man came to me in the initial dating stages and said honestly, I don't have the bandwidth or the capacity to really give you 100% because I'm interested in someone else too. You could do it at whatever you want to. Let me know how you feel. I would be so much more appreciative of the honesty opposed
Yeah.
to later down the line.
You
He's
find out.
giving me all of this. I'm giving you, you giving me all of your all. I'm giving you all of my all. And then you start dwindling off. And I'm like, well, did I do
Well,
something
yeah,
wrong?
that
Because
fallback is
I'm one
real,
of those
boy.
people. I'm like,
Yeah.
did
But
I
I
do
agree with you,
something?
Amber. Yeah. I agree with her.
Yeah, so if you're honest from the beginning, because my new thing is I don't have any expectations of you. Whatever is happening between us right now is what's happening, but I have no expectations of you. So if in 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks, you decide that I'm no longer the person that you have interest in and you fall off, so it. I'm not going to come after you. I will have a conversation with you once and just say, hey, I'm just checking the temperature. I noticed that you have fallen off from the way that you were contacting me. Am I to understand that you're good on me? You good on me?
Exactly.
Cool. Then I can
This
step
sounds
away.
this sounds
But
so familiar to me.
I
This
can
is
already I'll put it out there that I have no expectations of you. I'm not expecting anything of you. I don't look at
mm,
you as if you're my man, my guy, my dude, whatever, because that's not what's happening here. And it feel like it frees up both parties. But I also think
mm.
that men have a hard time receiving that conversation from women because they're
They
like,
do.
well, if you can say that, what you doing?
Exactly. They
Why
think
Exactly.
you're
can you
doing
say
They
that?
can't
I
something.
can say
take what they
what I
give.
want.
They think you're doing something,
Exactly.
and
And
the
it's
thing
like I
is,
can say that because I know what I want.
mhm,
Yeah, they
I'm not
can't
gonna
take what
lie
they
and
give at
say,
all.
yeah,
You're not
I'm
doing
not gonna say I don't have expectations. I have expectations all day, every day. You heard them, Amber. They say my standards are too high.
no, no,
I got
no.
to.
I don't this is the understanding though. I don't have expectations of you. I'm not saying I don't have expectations of someone. The person that I
Mhm.
have expectations of knows my expectations of. It's
Okay,
just
all
in
right.
that situation, I don't have any
Thank you for
expectations.
clearing that up, because that don't make me feel
And I
crazy. I'll be
I
like,
actually,
know, like I have expectations of somebody, but it's just not of the body that I was speaking to in that moment. No.
okay, all
y'all,
right.
in my drinking shenanigans last night, I actually met a man who
Mhm.
actually he introduced himself to me. We had great conversation, and he was upfront. He's like, I'm avidly dating. I'm not husband material. You know what I'm saying? Like he was up front
Yo.
in our initial conversation, and that was the
Mm.
first time any man has ever approached me. Like he was very well spoken. You know what I'm saying? Very well dressed, very well, but he was up front about everything, and I actually appreciated that. So we're gonna have a drink.
Yeah, and that goes a long way.
No.
You know, I
It really
appreciate the
takes you a long
honesty.
way.
I
Yeah.
appreciate honesty over any. You give me honesty and loyalty, you got me. Love can follow later. Give me honesty and loyalty,
It
because
leaves
love had you around here
nothing.
looking
It leaves
stupid.
nothing to be assumed. It leaves nothing to be assumed. If you already
Yeah,
know that these are the guidelines, you can't assume
yeah.
a damn thing because you got all the information right here in front of you. So
But
it's
most
not
guys
like,
still
well,
lie.
you told me, you said. They do. They do. And
Most guys
it's out
still
of force of
lie.
habit because they don't think that they can be honest. But I happen to be one of the people that you can be completely honest
Listen,
with me.
baby, you can be blood raw with me.
Please,
Like bleed
please give me your
blood raw
honesty.
with me. I'm the last woman you have to lie to.
Yeah.
And that's on
Yeah.
everything.
I'm
And y'all can
like,
see this
yo,
out
I'm
here in
about to
this
say, y'all
video
listen to the
land.
ladies. They say, tell them the truth.
Like
Tell
I'm the
them
one
yeah.
woman you can be
Oh
honest
yes,
with.
please be honest with me.
I
Don't
love honesty
sugarcoat
over
nothing. Be
anything.
honest with
Exactly.
me.
Like
Be
let me make an
honest because
informed
it's
decision
nothing
because you were
worse.
honest.
Exactly.
Yeah,
It's
so
nothing worse than the
let me ask this
that
question,
things
ladies.
are a particular way.
Yeah, let me ask this question, ladies. Do you think that love is possible and now in this day and love in a committed relationship is possible in this day and time? I'm gonna ask Miss Amber to go first, then Miss Blue. Let me, cause just for the sake of time, give it a couple minutes, but go ahead and tell me, Miss Amber, is love and commitment possible in this day and time, especially in the side chick culture? That'll be my last question, and then we'll close out.
Absolutely. It just depends on you and it depends on the person. If both of you guys have a clear and concise understanding and there's complete honesty, there's no reason not to believe that you can be in love and have a great relationship. I happen to be, I don't like to say hopeless romantic. I am a hopeful romantic
All
because
right.
I deserve my fairy tale ending. I'm never going to say that I don't. I deserve my fairy tale ending. So why if two people are being completely honest and transparent, even when it hurts, even when it's ugly, can't we be progressive and do what we came here to do? Be in love with each other and mind our business.
Perfect. On that note, Miss Blue.
I agree and I disagree. And
Mm.
it's a lot of underlying things with that. The reason I agree and I disagree. I was a hopeless or hopeful romantic until I got single and found out, child, please, you wasting your time by trying to be romantic, because literally every man that approaches me is seeing multiple people.
Mm.
And I can't go out there expecting them to just drop someone for me to start dating me. So then I run into those that are not honest. They won't tell the
Mm.
truth, which is the majority of them. If I meet 10, 9.5 of them ain't telling the truth. So you know what I'm
Mm.
saying? I'm getting half of the truth from that half a man over there.
Mm.
you know, but this day and age, with the way social media has tainted everything, it's very rare. I'm not going to say it's completely impossible, but it is so rare right now. It is so rare. And I really believed I had that
Mm.
in my marriage, but it ended due to the side chick,
Mm.
doing her thing. But it's possible. It's just very rare that it happens now because it's so accessible and so easy to cheat, to
Mm.
have additional friends. Even if you're sitting and you're having just conversation with this person and y'all never meet, you're having intimate conversation with them, that's still cheating.
Emotional cheating.
It is. That is still cheating. So it is so many ways for men and women to go outside of their marriage these days. I'm going to say it's very rare. It is very rare.
Mm. On that note, so I'm gonna I have another question, but I don't want to hold you guys any longer. But I want to thank you guys so much for joining me. So I'm gonna have you guys each do a closeout and then say once again where they can find you, and then we'll close it. I'll close it out. So go ahead, Miss Amber. Closing thoughts.
Um, you know, I have really come into the perspective of I hope for the best, so I always look for the best. And that's all I can do. Even when it comes to like relationships and side chicks and all of that stuff, hope for the best so I can get the best. Look for the best so I can see the best. People are gonna do what they want to do, but I have to do what's best for me. So in me doing what's best for me, if I come into another situation like that, I will do what's best for me in that moment.
Perfect.
You can find me at Amber So Quirky. Um, that's just my personal thoughts.
Thank you so much, Amber. Ms. Blue.
Um, being that I was with someone for over 20 years, more than 2 decades of my life, and now that I'm single and I see how life has changed and the way things are going, my way of looking at life now is in a positive outlook. I'm typically very optimistic, but I say live your life unapologetically. Live your life. Be who you are. Don't lie about who you are to anybody. Live your life from beginning to end and make it count. Just make sure you're happy. Have your happiness before you go jump and try to be with somebody and think they're supposed to make you happy, because another
Yes.
person is not meant to make you happy. And go into everything with
They're
your
just
eyes, a
sprinkles.
new job, yeah, new job, new relationship. Go into everything with your eyes wide open. You see them red
Yes.
flags,
I agree with
make
you.
your own informed decision if
You
you
know what
want to
I like to
continue.
say? You know what I like to say about people being happiness? People like your happiness starts with you. That happiness coming from the other person is just sprinkles on your ice cream. You already
And
had
it
ice
adds to
cream,
it.
and ice cream is
Exactly.
great by itself. But when you get sprinkles, it makes it a little bit better. So that's literally how I just look at things. Like I got my ice cream already, but if you coming over here to put sprinkles on it, make sure you putting
Hey,
sprinkles and you not sprinkling shit.
okay.
I was gonna
Don't make my
say.
ice cream taste funny.
All
But
right, Miss
that's
Blue. Where can we find
basically
you?
how I feel, and that's how I live my life now. And you all can find me at Blue Tamika on Facebook and Insta.
All right. With that being said, I want to thank you, ladies, so much. You guys were so honest, so vulnerable. I feel like I learned a lot from this conversation. Walking away, uh, totally being authentic, a better person, learning about people's stories and their point of view. So I want to thank you so much for coming on here on the Secret Scholar Presents.
Thank you for
We learned
having
a
me.
lot today. And with that being said, love who loves you. May God bless you with everything that you need. And the Sepia Scholar is out.
Have a
All
blessed day,
right. All
ladies.
right.